People ask me all the time, how can I market my book effectively? Well, one of the best ways to do that is to get endorsements from famous people and other people in your tribe. On today's episode, you'll learn how you can do that step by step and even get famous people to endorse your book. Hi, I'm Dan Janal. I'm a book coach, developmental editor, and ghostwriter. And no matter where you are in the book writing process, I can help you. You can find more information at writeyourbookinaflash.com. Our guest today is David Newman. David got hundreds of endorsements for his new book, Do It Selling. Let's find out how he did it.
And I think the way to look at it is we're truly building an ecosystem around this book. I think a lot of, especially first-time authors and especially authors who think highly of themselves, like the consultants and the speakers and people like that, the ego-based people, they tackle their business and they probably tackle the world with, I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody. I'm the spotlight. I'm the center of the universe. It's my book. And it's like, wow, that is so limiting. That is so small-minded that if you think that, again, I was there, right? As far as the beta readers, if you think that you can't benefit from beta readers, if you think that, endorsers, celebrity being relative to the field that they're in, of course, celebrity endorsers don't matter. If you don't want other people's thought leadership baked into your book, I don't think you're going to make it, because that's a very self-centered, one-way data dump kind of relationship. I like building a community or an ecosystem around the book. Number one, it's more fun. It's more fun to do things with friends, much like here in the Word Star group. And it's much more fun when you have the support of other smart people who have their own networks and who are more than willing to help you. I tell every author, when you're writing a book, all the people you've helped, all the value that you've delivered, all the friendships that you've made, it is now time to cash in those chips. And you need to be ask shamelessly, specifically, and relentlessly for help in all of these areas: beta reader, book endorsement, contributor, launch partner. This is the time to collect, right? Most of us spend our lives giving and depositing into the relationship bank. This is the time to empty the piggy bank and ask your friends, ask your followers, ask your fans, ask the rock stars and the heroes in your world to help you. And what you'll find is most of the time, they've been waiting. They've been waiting for an opportunity to help you and pay you back and support your work.
Yeah, as one of the contributors, and I put that in air quotes, you might be wondering, this is a fantastic opportunity for the contributors and the endorsers to get publicity for themselves, because my 250-word contribution to David's book is now being read by thousands of people who I otherwise would not be able to reach. Plus, it's in a book, so there's added credibility. And if you look at some of the endorsements from some of the biggest names in publishing, you'll see that a lot of them are pretty much self-promotional. I won't mention Mark Victor Hansen by name, but his endorsements usually go by as the author of the multi-series or mega publishing success, or as a publisher author of more than 40 million books sold in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. I think that David's topic is an interesting topic. So they may not actually stick their necks out and say, this is a great book, but they're willing to put their own publicity on the line to say, here I am, read my stuff. And of course, if they know you and like you, then they probably would say something nice. But generally speaking, they don't have time to read your book, and they would ask you for a couple of lines that you can send to them that they can edit and modify and then give you permission. Did you know these people, and how did you reach out to them? What did you say to them, especially if you didn't know them? It sounded like that was part of your plan.
For sure. So some of them I knew very well. Some of them I knew a little, and some of them I have zero personal relationship with. Generally, those would be like the rock stars, the superstars, etc. Guy Kawasaki, Seth Godin, Marshall Goldsmith, Brian Tracy. So I think I must have sent about 30 endorsement requests. I heard back from almost everybody, including the big names. And what was funny is the big names were often the fastest to reply. So they answer their own email and they're quick to reply. Now, the quick replies were in two categories. No. So Seth Godin, no. Seth says no to everything, so I didn't take it personally. Guy Kawasaki, no. Marshall Goldsmith, yes. John Jansch, yes. J. Conrad Levinson, yes. Brian Tracy, yes. And so what I did, a lot of people send a generic request, which I think is a terrible idea, terrible. I took some relationship, some connection that I had with them, and I put that into the email. So I'll give you an example with Guy Kawasaki. Guy Kawasaki, the original Apple evangelist, I followed him for all those Apple years, and I knew that his favorite old school Apple computer was a model called the SE30. The SE30 was the last black and white Mac, and it was super fast. It was like lightning fast. It was used for desktop publishing. It was used for all kinds of heavy computing tasks in the day. So my subject line to Guy was, Guy, where's your SE30? And then in the body of the email, I know it was your favorite computer. I have mine. I sent him a picture of it. And then my endorsement request, after I customized or had some grounds, set some common ground with these folks, I'm coming out with a new book from HarperCollins. So I wanted to make sure the publisher was in there. So it was like credible from their standpoint. All it's missing, all this little book is missing, because I was making it like cute little fuzzy puppy. All this little book is missing is a Guy Kawasaki endorsement. Would you be wonderful enough to take a quick skim of a PDF and, if you're so inspired, write a sentence or two by way of endorsement? Now, every single part of that email is important because I make the ask small. So I say, number one, I'll send you a PDF. Number two, quick skim. Number three, if you're so inspired, maybe you hate it. If you hate it, don't even reply to me. It's fine. It's all good. And if you're so inspired, 2 sentences. Now, when you ask someone for 2 sentences, and the answer is yes, you almost always get back more than 2 sentences. But my ask was very, very light because these were very busy, very successful people. So that strategy worked like gangbusters for the endorsements.
Fantastic. David, tell us, who is your ideal client and how can they learn more about your services?
We work with thought-leading entrepreneurs. So that category includes consultants and corporate trainers and executive coaches, corporate facilitators, whoever's in the business of expertise and they're selling B2B. So they're selling into a company of some size and some kind. And the best way to get in touch is to pop over to doitmarketing.com. That is kind of global headquarters for everything. So you'll see our podcast is there, the blog is there, there's some free resources and free training. And I'll also just drop one more thing in there, which is our Do It Marketing Manifesto. This is a free 37-page PDF, part marketing, part sales, part revenue growth, that you can grab at doitmarketing.com/manifesto.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing such tremendous information. I certainly learned a lot, and I know everyone listening to this podcast and YouTube channel will as well. We're coming up on issue number 200 in our podcast. So check out all the episodes on our YouTube channel. There's a lot of information there to help you write your book in a flash. Thanks for tuning in.